Listen, guys, politics is a rational game. It's not an emotional game. If you understand what I mean, is that we are being too emotional about what is happening between Floyd Shivambu and the EFF with Julius Malema. After watching deeply the press conference between Floyd and Julius Malema, I've come to a conclusion that these two are playing the best political game that we have ever seen in our country. Of course, being part of the chess game that the chess master is controlling. Floyd Shivambu, Jacob Zuma, and Julius Malema are playing South Africans in a game that will advance Black consciousness and Pan-Africanism. I'm telling you right now. Julius Malema has borrowed the MK, the intellectual brains of Floyd Shivambu. Why? To formulate public policies, to make sure that their documents are in order. Floyd Shivambu is going to do to the MK what he did for the EFF. He's going to build that party's documentations from scratch and make sure that the foundation of that party is strong. And no other better person is fit enough to do that job in South Africa but Floyd Shivambu. And in this video, I'm going to prove that to you guys.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Today, speaking about the unity of the organization at the gala dinner in particular, he did mention your relationship with him and how you're not competing, but some people saw it as a warning to you. What do you say to such reports?
No, they are just taking things out of context. There will never be a time that the EFF will be divided because of my differences with the Commander-in-Chief. We have been working together. I was thinking that for 15 solid years, like literally getting to interact every day for the past 15 years since we started working together politically. So we've been together and we'll be together forever. We represent a generational mission which will never be distracted by anything. And more than being political partners in terms of the political work, we are brothers. It's like as if we are blood brothers. So there is never a time that the EFF will be distracted. So the opportunists, of course, they will try to give whatever interpretation. But we are a solid organization. That is why we were able foundationally to rally everyone else behind the struggle for economic emancipation in our lifetime. It is a solid program which we are going to sustain until we attain victory of all the progressive forces, not only in South Africa, but in the entire continent.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. Yo, I'm telling you, what a drama it was last night or yesterday when the deputy president of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Floyd Shivambu, resigned, apparently, from the EFF to join the MK party. I was one of those people when I heard the heading, it did not make sense. I was waiting for a fight between Floyd and Julius, knowing the character of Julius. Julius is not a man that can pretend. If you think Julius can pretend, then you don't know Julius. There's many people that have left the EFF party, and Julius Malema has not been kind to those people and not even given them the attention that they wanted. We're talking about founding members. I'm talking about Abu Andile Ngitama and the likes that left the EFF. They were founding members. Julius Malema and Floyd were not the only two founding members of this party. I've spoken to some elders, and the elders have advised me to say, King, can't you see what is going on here? Well, can't you see what is going on here? These guys are playing the acting game and you guys are falling for it. Then I was like, man, that cannot be, man. Let me go and watch this conference again. But specifically, let me watch Julius Malema's facial expression and let me listen carefully to his words. And one more time, let's play this video, all of us, and watch it and listen to it and try to come out with a rational conclusion and not an emotional one.
Thank you very much, members of the media, the officials of the EFF. I stand before you to accept the decision of the Deputy President of the EFF, who has voluntarily resigned his positions and did not renew his membership. When he sent me a letter yesterday, I felt the same pain when I received the news of the passing away of my mother. Because Floyd, to me, is not just a comrade, he's a brother. And he will remain a brother even when he pursues his political career differently. We formed this organization together. And I've told him that resigning from the EFF is equal to resigning from himself, because this is his organization. The constitution of the EFF does not allow people to resign and join other political parties and come back to the party. But I've made this offer to Floyd, that the day you decide to come back, you are more than welcome, because you are not a member, you are a founder of this political party. So you are not our enemy, will never be your enemies. We'll continue to engage on different political and personal issues. Floyd is not the only one. Jimmy Manyi has also resigned to go and join MK. And there will be many others who are going to leave the EFF because they've got their loyalty and support to the Deputy President. So fighters on the ground should be prepared for more people to follow. And this should not serve as a point of collapse for the EFF. This is a testing moment. The organization that has lived beyond 10 years has never been through this testing moment. The EFF will have to pass this test or it will have to die. And we, as members and leaders of the EFF, will defend its life, will make sure it lives forever for generations to come. It is the responsibility of the provincial leaders, the regional leaders, and the branch leaders to consolidate the ground and strengthen the branches of the EFF. This is not the end. It's a beginning of a journey, because we've turned 10 years and this is a new chapter for the EFF. So you can be rest assured that we are not going to be howling insult at each other. We are not going to be speaking bad about each other. Individuals make individual political decisions, and they will stand by those decisions. We all write our own individual history, and the Deputy President has decided to write his own history.
Guys, I spoke to one elder, my advisor, my mentor, Tau Tau. You guys know him. We had a discussion on TikTok. And the wisdom that man dropped, it woke me up immediately. Seriously. I looked at this video 2, 3, 4 times after speaking to Tau Tau. And I was like, wow, Julius Malema is a good actor. We fell for these guys. We fell for it. There is absolutely no crisis in the EFF. There is two strategic moves that Julius Malema is potentially doing here. And this shows us just how brilliant of a mind Julius Malema is. Yo, guys, Julius Malema is borrowing the MK, the intellectual capacity of Floyd Shivambu. They need it. They have called people from all angles. Abo Muloto, Abo Muntana, Abo John Shope, Abo Andile Nitama, Abo Brian Mulefe, and still they cannot formulate a constitution of that party. And now they have looked at their sister party or their brother party, however you want to call it, cousin, friend party of the MK, which is the EFF. They said, guys, we need you guys to come and help us here. What is the best way you guys can help us to formulate our documentations? Hey, that T in Nkandla, it has something in it, man. I look at Julius, I'm like, these guys, they really played South Africans. Julius Malema is not a person that takes kind to backstabbing. Look at the history of Julius Malema. And when I spoke to the elder asked me, where have you seen anyone leave a party and that party makes a press conference? Can we name one person that left the ANC and the ANC made a conference, made a conference? Let's name. In the MK, what did anyone leave the MK and they made a conference? Okay, let's leave the MK. The EFF, did anyone leave the EFF and they had a press briefing for that departure? No. Why? Because Julius Malema does not tolerate such characters. But this time around, he says something. He says, listen, the Constitution, the Constitution of the economic freedom fighters does not allow any person, any individual to leave the party, join another party, and come back to the EFF. Meaning, we don't allow backstabbers here. But with you, Floyd, you are not an EFF member. You are a funding member. You funded this party. This is your own party. We will have an exception. Anytime you feel free to want to come back, come back. That is telling us, listen, go and complete what you need to do in the MK party. But after you're done, you are free to come back. And Julius Malema will remind us these words. He will remind us, he will say, guys, I told you when Floyd resigned that, guys, when he comes back, he is welcome because EFF is his home, is his house. He's not a visitor here. He's not a member here. He's a funding member. Do you understand what I'm saying to you guys? We look at Julius Malema there saying, hey, guys, the pain is like losing my mother. Ah, please, man. Floyd is alive. Stop being dramatic, Julius. Stop being dramatic. There's no, guys, we are watching new politics firsthand here. We are learning how to run organizations from the Nkandla camp, from the Winnie Madikizela camp. We are learning clearly how to run organizations properly. I've always said, do political parties think about strategies of how to confuse the enemy, number one, and also how to overtake and trick the enemy into thinking that they have got the upper hand? Listen, nobody's going to talk about the government of national unity for a long time. It will be MK, EFF. MK, EFF for the rest of the year. The government of national unity will be fighting there in their own corner. We are not going to say anything about them. We've been played, ladies and gentlemen. There is no way anyone leaves a party and they get a farewell press. Let's announce it formally. Let's announce it formally that you are leaving, Mr. Shivambu. I respect you guys. And within that conference, they're telling us that this is not a colleague. This is not a comrade. This is a brother. This is a brother. People have said, no, man, Floyd Shivambu was oppressed by Julius Malema. He could not move. He could not breathe, whatever. Really? Floyd Shivambu does not want the shine from the EFF. Floyd Shivambu does not want the... He's been behind Julius Malema for years, from the ANC days. He's been behind Julius Malema, no problem. He does not want the shine. In fact, I would go as far as saying he does not have the character and the charisma to lead like Julius Malema. And Julius Malema does not have the intellectual capacity to formulate strategies and run organization structures like Floyd Shivambu. Floyd knows his strength. Julius understands his power. Those two guys, there is no issues there. And they might be sending more people to the MK. They said, listen, he's not going to leave alone. Because of loyalty to him, some people will be moving with Floyd. Guys, they've got us. Bastolile. Guys, Bastolile. I mean, I'm seeing through this whole thing. Absolutely no anger. Because there is a thing we call political maturity, of understanding that there's no permanent friends and no permanent enemies in the political space. But there's something that we call backstabbing. You know? And I want to say this. The EFF and the ANC, the EFF and the MK party have got the same common enemy. These two parties don't sell out. The government of national confusion was their best opportunity to sell out. Those guys were going to get ministries. The EFF was going to get ministries. They were going to run the ministries better than those matriculants of the DA. They were going to get ministries. For sure. Julius Malema made a joke about him being the minister of sports, if you can remember. He said he will outshine all the ministers, even if they gave him a useless portfolio like sports. Which is not useless, but that's what he said. Guys, politics. I'm enjoying politics. Julius Malema is a political mind. Never mind the grandmaster himself, Jacob Zuma. These guys are playing us. I'm so happy because I want to know, are these guys planning for 2029? And the answer is yes. They are not waiting for the local elections. They are not waiting to kiss Helen Zilla's ass. They are not waiting. Everything is going to fall in place. Here's my final prediction. Once Cyril Ramaphosa loses a lot of power during the local elections, the ANC-NEC is going to remove Cyril Ramaphosa. And after they remove him, the door will be wide open for that party, the ANC, to work with the MK party. And I'm saying Jacob Zuma will be the oldest president in 2029 in the history of South Africa. It's nothing new. We've got the Cameroon president is 92 years old right now as we speak. And he's been ruling for 42 years. I'm not laughing. And he does not even stay in his country, by the way. He stays in the UK. But he's the president that side. What type of... Hi, are we Africans? Anyway, we're having a situation here where these people have outsmarted all of us. We were too emotional. But a press conference to leave a party. Why umzonela ngagatholanga i-press conference? Why you undealing a press conference? Many other people have left the EFF. This is not the first people to leave the EFF. And a deputy president is the ultimate betrayal to leave a party. Ultimate betrayal. But Julius Malema took it there on the chin, gave us a conference and fooled most of us. Luckily, some of us, we've got elders to talk to and they give us counsel and wisdom. And I am now convinced that there is no crisis in the EFF. The EFF will take a dip, for some of you who's not going to believe what I'm saying, will take a dip now. But later on, after the local elections, the EFF will start rising again. And Floyd Shivambu will come back to the EFF before the 2029 elections. After he's done with his job to formulate policies, to formulate structures, to develop branches of the MK party, after he's done with that job, then he's going to come back to the MK party, to the EFF. In fact, those two parties are going to be one. Those two parties are going to be one, and the ANC is going to join them after seeing that they have absolutely no choice. And the black power will come back in South Africa. And thank God to Jacob Zuma, we will have the majority in parliament once again. EFF, MK, ANC, same thing. Same thing. So let's stop worrying about what is happening there. It's a political game. They played us very well. They played us very well. So emotional. As South Africans, we love to be emotional. So emotional, but you need to be, like my elder said, rational in your thinking when you analyze their political game. And from now on, I think my light will be forever switched on when I look at the moves of each of these political parties. You make moves in the public domain, and you also make moves underground. Nobody knows that better than Jacob Zuma. I'm saying this to say this. Protect that old man, Jacob Zuma, by all means. Now I believe in Tlamulo Njela when he said Jacob Zuma was not supposed to be on the list of parliament. They don't want Jacob Zuma in parliament. They want Jacob Zuma to be president. That's the only way. They want to change the constitution so that Jacob Zuma can be reinstated as a president. I don't think that's what he will want in 2029. But because you can equally rule the party, the country from outside. We can see how white monopoly is controlling government from outside. You don't need to be in parliament to formulate policies here in this country. Everything is for sale in this country. And if you've got the right people there, you can do whatever you like. Jacob Zuma must be protected. Jacob Zuma, once you go and drink that tea in Nkandla, forget, you're going to join that party. You drink that tea, you are gone. You are gone. The Progressive Caucus is at its strongest right now. I love what I'm seeing, guys. I love the analysts. The mainstream media is going to try and paint a crisis scenario there in the EFF. There is no crisis scenario in the EFF. The EFF is okay. They're going to a conference. They're going to elect. They're going to come out strong on us. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So you EFF supporters, relax. Your boy King has given you the lowdown. The MK people, be happy that Floyd is coming. Floyd is a brain, a political brain, the best that we have right now in South Africa. He's going to formulate policies there. He's going to make sure that the constitution is right, the branches are established properly, everything, so that when we get to the local election in 2029, everything is passash there in the MK party. Tell me what you think about what I'm saying on the comment section. Tell me what you think I'm saying. And also, make sure that you make your contributions. I want to be 15. I know you guys don't have money. I know it's very hard and it's difficult. But those who do have an extra 50 Rand in their pocket, please make sure that you donate it to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. Let's make sure that we change the face of our educational system in Africa. When I say in Africa, I'm not joking. I'm not joking because the team in Namibia is there. I will be announcing Uganda very soon and Zimbabwe. But Namibia, the team is already there. We've created the logo for them. We created the group for them. They are busy registering their company. They are busy registering their school. Everything is going to be done. In fact, they've already allocated land that they're going to build the school. So Namibia is not playing around. So here in South Africa also, let's pick up, guys. Let's send that 50 Rand so that we can close that deal with the land. Please, let's make sure that we work, the guys. Let's make sure that we work. The Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. While the politicians are doing their thing here on the side, let's also be intelligent in the moves that we make for Paseta, guys. Thank you so much. And don't forget to check our sister channel, African Mojolo, with your boy King. And make sure that you subscribe there so that we can hit that 1,000 subscribers that side. Please, I'm begging you. But again, let's clap hands for Jacob Zuma, Mbuyisa Ndlozi. Let's clap hands for Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu. I respect those guys. I respect those guys. Hey, until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.